Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're just joining for the first time, welcome. I'm glad you have found me. Obviously today, we're doing toes. These are my clients' toes, and it's been about 2 months already. It's an acrylic overlay and it is still so strong, so we can actually just do a refill for this, which I don't typically do, but since we have such strong adhesion and retention, we're going to be doing a refill of the acrylic toes, and just speaking about acrylic toes in general. First of all, we have to file off the top coat, as well as bring down the bulk of the nails, as well as file out every form of lifting that you can find. And in addition to doing that, you have to reduce the length of the toe, because acrylic overlays on toes should not be long, first of all, and it should definitely not be bulky, which is one of the things that can cause extreme hurt and pain, especially when you hit your foot. If you're one of the compulsive types like me, you hit your foot a lot and you would like to have acrylic overlay, and you have bulky acrylics on your toes, there's going to be a huge problem. This is actually the major reason why many nail techs advise not to have acrylics on the toes, because by the time you do acrylics on your toes and the nail tech that does it does not do it properly, you are bound to have some trauma one way or another. But as you can see, this is about 2 months old and it's still there. That's because when we initially did it, it was really short, and also the acrylic overlay wasn't bulky and it wasn't long. Following all those parameters, you'll be able to work well with acrylic toes. Heading on to start cleaning up the cuticles, I'm going in with this cuticle bit, which is actually also a natural nail buffer, but it also works well to clean up the cuticles. When cleaning up the cuticles, always use your forward and reverse rotation. Right now I'm on forward rotation and I'm using this to clean the left side of the nail, and once that is done, I move on to the reverse rotation. When you are cleaning up the cuticles, always remember that you do not want to file off the natural nail. You want to just clean the cuticles, which is the dead skin that is built on the natural nail, so you have to be very careful. I'm also going to be cleaning the surrounding of the nail, that is the skin, to remove any crust that I see. And once I'm satisfied, I go ahead and move on to the other toenails. In my days as a nail tech, I have seen more bad pedicures than I can count, and for some reason it is so hard to process the cuticles of the toes, because I get clients who come in and they want to clean up their toenails and they want to work on the cuticles and all of that, and I'm seeing a build up of excess crust on their nails, and I wonder, doesn't their nail techs clean well? What's going on? So I have to spend another extra, say, 30 minutes to 1 hour trying to do a proper pedicure for the client, and it steals into the time. So doing all the steps that you see me do now would actually help you to clean up the cuticles really, really well. You want to make sure that every dead skin you can take out is out. Don't just let skin to build up in all the hidden places around the cuticles of the toenails, because that build up is just going to cause a lot of issues and problems, and hangnails will start, and then you wonder what's happening. You just had a bad pedicure, darling. So don't just give your toes to anybody to do. You have to be very, very careful, because your toes is also a part of your body. You have to take care of your body really, really well. I'm using a cuticle trimmer now to just cut off all the excess skin from the toe, just to make it really, really neat. And once that's done, I go in with a ball bit to do some further exfoliation, just to clean up if there is any crust. And there's usually sort of like a buildup of crust on the toes, especially after cutting off the excess skin and the dead cuticles from the toenails. You have to make it clean. Then once you're done with that, you want to clean up the toes really, really well to remove every dust and stain. And once that is done, you go ahead and apply your primer. And after application of primer, wait for a couple seconds for it to dry down, and then you can start up with your application. It's a refill and it's toes. Remember, we don't want to have bulky toes, so definitely that what we are applying has to be really, really small. We are basically doing a cuticle application right now, and so you just want to apply as needed. So in this case, just enough goes a very long way. When you think you need a lot, please, you don't need a lot. No. Usually when applying acrylic contours, I like a more drier bit so that I can mold on the toes really, really well. But my acrylics is a little bit watery here because the temperature was really, really cold. The air conditioner was on, and when the weather is really cold or the temperature of your studio is really, really cold, it affects the monomer so much so that you have watery acrylic bits as against the regular consistencies that you would get normally. So I just had to manage with it. So I was actually really slow with the application. This has been sped up obviously, so you can't see how slow I was, but I was slow. I leave this to dry, and once it's dry we can go ahead with filing. I don't use a hand file to file the body of the acrylic toes. I always use my large barrel bit. I file down the bulk of the nails. I work on the cuticle area, making it flush. And I'm very careful with this before I give my client a ring of fire around her toenails. And once that is done, I go ahead and smoothing out the rest of the toe just to make sure that it is smooth. And then I move to the other nails. Do the same process of filing down, bringing down the cuticles, and then making sure that it is smooth so that I can go in with design. So it's either you go in with top coat when you are done, or if you have extra designs that you want to do, because toenail art is a thing, you can go ahead and do your designs. But you can see that at the end of the day, the application and the products build on the toes, that is the overlay. It is not bulky at all, which is what you want to make sure that you achieve when you are working. I go ahead and I clean up the toenails really, really well because we are ready for the final touches on these toenails. My client is pretty much a minimalist, so nothing crazy on the art. We are doing French tips, and we just want to make sure that it has a clean, sweet finish. I hope you've been enjoying this tutorial thus far. If you have any questions and any comments at all, please don't forget to use the comment section. I'm always looking forward to your comments. They keep me moving, so don't stop sending me comments, okay? And if you have any questions also, yeah, I've said that before, but I'll say it again. If you have any questions, please always ask me, and I'll definitely be reading and responding. When I'm done with my French tip, I go ahead and cure in the lamp for 30 seconds, and once that's done, we come in with top coat all of these nails. Look at it, all shiny. Okay, so if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. You can also like this video and share this video to your friends who are nail techs. So we are done, but there's one extra move that will give your work some extra finish, and that is using your hand file to file the free edge. It makes the free edge more neater, more defined, as well as enables your gel paint to adhere more, and so it doesn't peel, and doing this just makes the toenails look so dope. Once that's done, go ahead with your cuticle oil, massage that into the cuticles, into the skin, just to nourish the skin, and we are done. This is what it looks like. Just take a look at the free edge, take a look at the product build. It is not a lot. That is what you want to achieve every time. So please say no to bulky acrylics. We are done with this tutorial. Thank you so much for staying with me. I'll be seeing you very soon on another one. Take care of yourself. Bye.